Joining me now is Congressman Steve Israel of New York, chairman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Good morning.
Good morning, Carol.
Is Menendez right?
Yes, he is right. And look, we now have two of the three elements necessary to pass immigration reform. You've got a bipartisan group of senators on the left and the right who support immigration reform and will unveil their plan. You've got the President of the United States who will unveil his plan in Las Vegas tomorrow. Now all we need are House Republicans to come to the table and agree and compromise. The question is this: will those House Republicans who have always pandered to their Tea Party base, to Tea Party extremism and intolerance, once and for all stand up to the Tea Party and join Republicans and Democrats and the President in a solution to an immigration process that is broken and is dysfunctional?
Well, we're asking that question of our viewers today, when you mentioned the Tea Party and how much power it actually does still have in the House of Representatives. In your mind, does it have power? Because we don't hear much from those House members who are very supportive of the Tea Party.
We just had a vote on whether Democrats and Republicans and people of no party affiliation who saw their homes and businesses destroyed by Superstorm Sandy, whether they should get federal assistance to rebuild their homes and their small businesses. And only a couple of dozen of Republicans voted with Democrats to provide that assistance. Why? Because the Tea Party continues to exert its influence and its intolerance on the House Republican caucus. Yesterday, Paul Ryan doubled down and dug in on a Ryan budget that will cut Medicare on an accelerated timetable. They're actually intensifying the damage that they tried to do last year. So to your question, is the Tea Party still influential? There are still too many Republican members of Congress who will do what the Tea Party tells them to do, who aren't interested in solutions, but continue to be interested in pandering to this Tea Party base.
Speaking of Paul Ryan, he was talking about the ongoing budget crisis in Washington, and he said things would have been different had Hillary Clinton won. Let's listen.
Look, if we had a Clinton presidency, if we had Erskine Bowles, Chief Staff of the White House, or President of the United States, I think we would have fixed this fiscal mess by now. That's not the kind of presidency we're dealing with right now.
He has a point about Erskine Bowles, right?
Well, I don't know. It sounds like Paul Ryan's endorsed Hillary Clinton for president in 2016, although I don't know if she's running. Look, the fact of the matter is this. It was the Republican Party in the Clinton presidency of the 1990s that actually shut down the government. So those Tea Party Republicans in this Congress who talk about fiscal cliffs and showdowns and shutdowns, they're getting their instructions from a playbook that House Republicans created in the Clinton presidency in the 1990s. So I don't think Paul Ryan has a heck of a lot of credibility when he talks about a Clinton presidency being easy to work with, considering that his forebears actually tried to shut down the government in a Clinton presidency in the 1990s.
But President Clinton did come up with a way to solve the welfare problem in this country, and many Republicans say that the Democratic Congress today doesn't have any ideas about how to bring poverty levels down in the United States or how to bring long-term unemployment down either. In fact, they say you guys aren't even paying attention to that anymore.
Well, obviously, I fundamentally disagree. In fact, it's House Democrats who have taken the lead in protecting the growth of the middle class, while Republicans are protecting oil company subsidies. We're the ones who protected tax cuts for the middle class. While Republicans are protecting tax subsidies to allow big corporations to outsource jobs overseas, we're the ones who protected small businesses in this country and protected investments in college education. So, House Republicans, and now this new Ryan budget that he's talking about, it doubles down on what they tried to do last year. They're now saying that they will accelerate and intensify cuts to Medicare beneficiaries. Instead of joining Democrats for real reform by negotiating volume discounts on prescription drugs, they want to continue to accelerate and intensify a budget on the backs of seniors. And I think that's fundamentally wrong, and we're going to fight that.
Okay, so I'd like you to predict something, because Paul Ryan says we're headed for a sequestration, these series of steep federal cuts, to the Defense Department and to other government programs. He says it's going to happen. Is it?
Well, it shouldn't happen. Again, we are willing to compromise. We have We have already supported $1 trillion in cuts to the budget in the Budget Control Act. House Democrats have. We're willing to continue to engage in common sense solutions and compromise. But when Paul Ryan goes on national television and says, my way or no way, that there is going to be sequestration, there will be cuts to defense, there will be more cliffs, and there will not be a willingness to talk about more revenues from those most able to pay, that doesn't bode well. We need to get away from these sound bites and drawing lines in the sand, and as I said before, doubling down and digging in, and instead find areas where we can compromise. And we continue to I'll invite Paul again. Meet us halfway. We'll be there for you. But don't draw lines in the sand, and don't tell us it's either going to be your way or there's going to be government shutdowns or sequestration.
Congressman Steve Israel of New York, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Carol. Thank you.